What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, and this is gonna be the battlefield for today's battle report. I am using a different camera than normal, so it might sound weird, it might look weird, but at least we're getting a battle report out. So you can see the terrain is gonna be kind of jungly. You got some dragons, some foliage, craters, Buddha stuff. So kind of an open field, but today it will be a 2,000 point battle report. It will be my Chaos going up against, I believe it is Space Marines. We're not sure of what game type we're going to be playing just yet, but let's dive into my army list. This is 2,000 points of Chaos Space Marines with Forge World in there and some demons. They are playing under the chapter tactic, the Brazen Beasts, which means that any infantry, characters, hellbrutes, and bikers, the first turn they charge, their attacks hit at -4 AP. But that's only for if they get charged, if they charged, or if they do a heroic intervention. And it's just for that. So I've got a 10-man squad of Bloodletters, another 10-man squad of Bloodletters, 18 Khorne Berserkers, a Mauler Fiend, another Mauler Fiend, a Chaos Hellwright on a Dark Abiant, a Demon Prince of Khorne with 2 sets of Malefic Talons, wings. He's got the Talisman of Burning Blood. He's also my Warlord, and he's got the Flames of Rage Warlord trait. Basically, 6s do an additional mortal wound, so that kind of pairs up with the Brazen Beasts tactic. This guy is the same thing. Demon Prince of Khorne, wings, Malefic Talons. Oh, they both have Warp Bolters. And he's got an accessory, a relic, called the Brazen Plate, which gives him a 2-up save, and I believe it's a +1 attack and movement. I may be wrong on that. I've got a Hellforged Leviathan Dreadnought. What you see is what you get, claws. A Hell Turkey, Helldrake, and then a 30 squad of Plague Bearers. And that is like 60 points shy of 2,000. So yeah, quick correction, I'm not 60 points shy, I'm at 1,993. And that was because I had to add 3 more of these Berserkers.
Alright, this is 1,996 points of Raven Guard Space Marines. First we got the Captain in Phobos armor. He's the Warlord, and he has the Princeps of Deceit Warlord trait. We also have a Librarian in Phobos armor. He knows Scryer's Gaze and Mind Raid. And then we have Lieutenant in Phobos armor. Nothing special about him. We got 2 squads of 5 Infiltrators. 2 squads of 5 Intercessors. 1 squad of 5 Reavers. A squad of 3 Eliminators.
That's the new ones, right?
Yeah, and that's all in a battalion detachment. I also have a Vanguard detachment, which is an execution force, 1 of each assassin. And then I have another Vanguard with a Primaris Captain. I'm actually going to be using a stratagem at the beginning of the game, making him a Chapter Master. A Primaris Lieutenant with Power Sword. I have a squad of 6 Aggressors. Primaris Ancient, he has the relic, the Standard of the Emperor Ascendant. And I have a Redemptor Dreadnought with Macroplasma and Underslung Onslaught Gatling Cannon. And then 5 Hellblasters.
And that is 1,996?
Yep.
Of basically all Primaris Raven Guard.
Yep.
So let's find out what type of game type we're playing. The game type we are playing is Spoils of War. So here's one objective. There's objective number 3, number 2, 5. There's one back where that skull thing is, and then I think there's one more over there.
I think this one, right? Or did you do that one?
I don't know. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so there they are. Alrighty, so this is the deployment. All the Demon Forge stuff, which I'm using the Slaughter Pact rule, is right here. If I'm wrong, I'll change it in editing, but yeah, they basically buff each other up. I've got my Warlord up front and center, my other Demon Prince up front and center. I got the 30 guys holding that little objective back there, and then all the way over here, it's the Berserkers. In reserves, I got the Helldrake, and I've got 2 demons in the warp. So hopefully they will be deep striking and charging. But again, hopefully, because last time it wasn't working.
So we got intercessors and infiltrators holding down this objective. We got intercessors, lieutenant, and captain of Phobos armor holding down this objective. Got eliminators right here. Got the aggressors up forward with lieutenant, chapter master, and librarian, as well as the ancient banner. Hellblasters, we got the Vindicator up here. Another squad of infiltrators trying to zone out the back. My dreadnought. And in reserve, I have 5 Reavers and the Calidus, Eversor, and Calexis Assassin.
And then just to kind of recap, he does have control of one objective here.
This objective, and this objective.
Yeah. However, this one's pretty much on my side, and I've got this on lockdown over here. So let's see what tactical objectives we roll, and then we will move on to see who takes turn 1. Alright, so we're rolling to see if the Primaris Raven Guard will seize turn 1.
Give me a 6. Oh, that's not a 6. Yeah.
Now, as you can see, these are the 3 objectives that I drew. Domination, which basically means get every objective, and that's not going to happen. Defend objective 2, that's for sure should happen, maybe. And then defend objective 1, which is literally right there. So I'm not going to get that. However, there is number 2. So I have a chance.
So, before the first turn, I use my Princeps of Deceit for my Warlord, which is
Right there? No.
Here. So I get to redeploy 3 infantry units. I move the aggressors over here, along with the Librarian and the Chapter Ancient. I also use the Raven Guard Stratagem for 2 more command points to move my Chapter Master back so he's not in front and doesn't die right away.
Alright, so that's bottom of turn 1. I basically just moved everything up as far as I could. I was stupid enough not to land on that objective, so I don't have that. My 2 Demon Princes of Khorne shot their Malefic or Warp Bolters. I did 2 damage, killing 1 Hellblaster and 1 of the aggressors, but they do have that banner, and he rolled to see if it could fire before dying. He failed it, but then he command point rerolled it, got it, did like 19 shots? 21 shots, managed to hit me 5 times, and I took 2 wounds. So this Demon Prince is already at 6, which is kind of a bad turn for me, but it's only turn 1, so let's see what he does on his turn 1. So the Raven Guard got secure objective 4, which luckily he's got right there. He's got area denial. The middle of the board, which we calculated, was like pretty much right here. And unfortunately, he and this guy are both 6 inches, or farther than 6 inches. So he has that. And then Blood and Guts, he has to kill me in close combat, which I don't think he wants to get there. So things are looking good for the Imperium.
Alright, so I did a bunch of shooting. This guy missed with everything. These guys couldn't shoot. This guy hit, but with a miraculous save on his demon over there, didn't take any damage. These guys shot, didn't do any damage. These guys shot, didn't do any damage. All of these guys shot. These guys did 2 wounds on this guy. Other than that, that was a really bad turn for shooting in the Raven Guard. But I did score 2 points with Severe Objective 4 and Area Denial. So that puts me at 2
to 0. On to turn 2. Alrighty, so this was top of turn 2. A lot happened. So to recap, I forgot I even had this guy in the army. So I got a Hellbrute with missile launcher and dual blast cannon. He came in, he shot, he missed. So he didn't do anything. Over here, all the guys that were right here moved up, and the Mauler Fiend actually got to charge the Dreadnought. Primaris Dreadnought for that matter. Took it out, ripped it to shreds, which is really good. So now I just got to take these guys out and move my way over there. Again, these guys just moved up. These guys came in from the warp and took that objective. I got to hold it for bottom of turn 2. Hopefully I could do that. Helldrake came in, fired its Bale Flamer. I don't think he did any damage. And then the Berserkers over there just moved up, and now they're kind of behind that piece of terrain. This is where the big stuff happened. My Warlord, the Demon Prince of Khorne, came in and killed your Lieutenant. Just massacred him. And now I'm stuck in combat with your Chapter Master. Over here, the other Demon Prince of Khorne came in, charged against these intercessors. I only took 3 out, and then he did no damage back to me. So that is the end of turn 2 for Chaos, at least. Still not on the board. But another thing that I forgot to mention was my other squad of Bloodletters came in, but you have the ability called
Auspex Scan,
which allows him to shoot at them, and he wiped them out.
My aggressors, and there's enough shots to wipe them off.
Which was enough to give him first blood. So as of top of turn 2, it's 0 to Chaos, and it's 3 for the Raven Guard. On to bottom of turn 2. So that is what he got for his turn, secure objective 3, and for the Emperor, which objective 3 is right there. And for the Emperor, he just has to get into close combat with one of his infantry units, which is very, very doable.
So, first shot with these guys, did one wound, I believe?
Yeah.
Vindicare shot this Demon Prince, took him out.
That was my Warlord.
Yes. Hellblasters shot at this overcharge, nothing happened, but they did secure objective 3. Snipers ended up picking some wounds off the Warlord before he died. The aggressors shot into the unit of Berserkers over there, took out roughly half, maybe a little more.
Yeah.
These guys shot as well and helped out, took maybe 2 more guys. These guys shot at the other Demon Prince and took a few wounds off. And then my assassins entered the battlefield. Collex is over here. Calidus over here. My Eversor was here. He charged into these guys, fought, killed some dudes, and died. Didn't blow up. My Reavers started over here, and they made the charge in to tie up this Hellbrute so he can't fire. So I ended up scoring objective 3, got Blood and Guts, and for the Emperor, so I got all 3 of my cards, and Slay the Warlord, so that adds 4 points to the Raven Guard.
At the end of the turn 2, it's 4 or 7 for Raven Guard, and I did manage to hold this objective. So that's another point. So 7-1 for Space Marines. For top of turn 3, I got Rise to Glory, which basically means that one of my characters has to kill one of his. And the only character that I have left is this guy. And he's pretty far away from the action, so I don't know if I could get that. So I decided to use 2 command points to throw it away and draw yet another. And that is to defend objective 3. It's doable. These Hellblasters currently have it, but there's some pretty nasty guys waiting to take them out. So I'm in the back burner here, but trying to make it in there. top of turn 3. So I'm kind of in it. Mauler Fiend came in, charged, killed the unit that was there. I now am defending 1, but there's an assassin that's actually up here. So does that count?
What's up?
Am I currently defending it?
Yeah, you are.
Okay, so
we're
counting elevation? Okay. So yeah, so because of the elevation, the assassin's up there, so I'm currently taking that. These guys just kind of moved up. I was supposed to charge the Hellblasters over here, but they blew up in Overwatch. They rolled 1s, and they did damage me, but they died. Moving over here, the Helldrake flew right to the back, fired into his Warlord, took a few wounds off there, went into combat and brought him down to a single wound, and I had to use the Brazen Demon Heart stratagem, and I ended up killing him that way. So that gave me a point. But I consolidated into combat, so I'm now fighting those guys. I tried charging with my Berserkers over there, didn't make it, I lost 1. Over here, I moved up and charged the... which assassin?
Calidus.
Calidus is down to 3, and didn't do any wounds in response. Over here, nothing happened either way. Or no, they took a wound off of the Hellbrute. My Plague Bearers moved up and didn't do any wounds. So, because of that, I could potentially get to defend Objective 1. And that's pretty much it. So I did get 1 point for Slay the Warlord. On to bottom of turn 3. And here we have the 3 tactical objectives behind enemy lines, which that is a definite yes, because there is 2 assassins and the Reavers. Emperor's Retribution, probably not, right?
No.
Yeah, and then defend objective 1, which I've got right there.
Shot the Mauler Fiend with my Vindicator. He did a bunch of damage, got a few headshot rolls. These guys shot at this Mauler Fiend. I think they did 1 damage.
Yeah, you took out my Drake.
My characters over here shot the Berserkers to death. My aggressors shot the Drake to death. And then my assassins, my Calexis and my Calidus teamed up, took out these Bloodletters. And my Reavers are still going strong, chipping off 1 wound a turn off that Hellbrute. And I scored behind enemy lines. I got 3, so I got D3, but I rolled a 2, so 1 point off that.
So at the end of turn 3, Chaos has 1 point, and the Primaris have 8. So I ended up getting Defend Objective 1. And after a little bit of research, we found out that we actually scored 2 victory points. And by we, I'm talking about Chaos. So Chaos does not have 2 points. They actually have 4. So it is currently 4 for Chaos, 8 for Primaris. And I just drew my next objective, which is Defend Objective 4. And that is deep in the heart of Raven Guard territory. So it's going to be hard. The turns are moving a lot faster now. So basically, I fired everything at the Vindicator that's up there. He's still alive with 2 wounds left. Everything kept missing. He's a pretty hard one to hit. However, my Mauler Fiend came in, charged his sniper Primaris guys, and killed him in that first turn of combat. So Mauler Fiends are definitely the MVP of this game. Decided to keep him there to defend number 3, but I do have all that over there to fight with. Moving on to the other half of the table, the Hellbrute took one of the Reavers out. Plague Bearers still can't hit anything. So as of right now, it is still 4-8 for Raven Guard. And for the Primaris, they have Psychological Warfare. They gotta make me run. And pretty much the only thing that can run is that huge blob over at the back of Plague Bearers.
Mauler Fiend got blasted by all this, took it out, exploded, did a bunch of wounds to my guys. That's pretty much it over here. Vindicare shot at this guy, along with my aggressors, and plinked off a couple wounds. literally. And over here, I charged my assassins in. My Calidus pretty much died without doing anything. Calexis is just soaking up wounds, but didn't. Took out 2 guys, I think.
Yeah.
Reavers took out a few more
Plague Bears.
Plague Bears. And then the Hellbrute took out one of the Reavers.
Just one wound though.
And they failed their morale phase, so I scored psychological warfare. And that was my turn.
Yeah, and I managed to keep holding or defending Objective 3. So it is currently Chaos Space Marine 6, Primaris Raven Guard 9, on to potentially the last turn, turn 5. So this is what I have to work with for turn 5. Domination, which means I have to have every freaking objective marker, which that's not going to happen. Objective 4 and Objective 6. It is a hard maybe, because right in the midst of this, there is 4 and 6 is all the way back here. So I literally have to go through all this to defend those. Or secure it, for that matter. Top of turn 5, I finally got to go into close combat with the Hellforged Leviathan Dreadnought, and he annihilated
the aggressors.
Yeah, all of the aggressors in one fell swoop. And because of the Machina Malefica, if I'm saying that right, he actually got to regain 1 wound off of that. And he consolidated into combat with this troop. They just moved up. Fortunately, I can't defend this one because there is a troop right there. So I don't get any points this turn. It was pretty much a stalemate over there. Yeah, it was a stalemate on this side, so nothing really mattered. At the end of potentially my last turn, I could not get any one of these objectives, so I'm still sitting on 6 points, and Primaris have 9. So let's see if he can continue to further his reach on Chaos. So for his potentially last turn, he got Scour the Skies, which unfortunately there are no flyers anymore. That would have been good 2 turns ago. The end of turn 5, Vindicare shot missed.
Yep.
Kind of moved your guys to secure that. Moved these guys to kind of defend that. I killed your guy in combat. Consolidated into these guys. And then over here, I think we each just did like a wound on each other. But let's see if the game continues. 3 or higher, we go to turn 6. If not, Primaris win. The game ends. Primaris a victory.
Well, we should tally up the line breaker and
slay the warlord. Yeah.
We did slay.
So since we both had line breaker, however, the Raven Guard had more secure objectives than Chaos, so they get 2 additional points, bringing their 9 to an 11, and Chaos only has a 7. So that is the game.